Okay.
So we start with numpy. Like I said yesterday, the normal pi we use in our mathematics, the normal pi we use in our mathematics is 22 over 7 or 3.14. We have that same function. Hope you can hear me. We have that same function
I
in
can hear you.
our pandas. And anytime you want to use pi, you can just simply call it np.pi. np.pi. So we can just decide to call it out. So maybe in your calculation you need to use pi, you can just use that. So we can create an array using pi too. So the first item in the array is 0. The second one is np.pi divided by 2. That is whatever this value is, we divide it by 2. And the next one is np.pi. So if I do that, I'm still going to get the same thing. np.pi divided by 2 means this divided by 2, which is still going to be 1.5706. And the last item is just np.pi, which is this. So we can also use it for our sine function, cosine, and all those things. So we can also use you remember for our for loop, our function that we did that time, our for loop. So we can also use our for loop for arrays. We can use our for loop for arrays. So I have another array called E. I have another array called E. So E is this. This is the name of the array. np.array 2467, and I call it E. If I run this, so now the name np is not defined because I'm just opening this script. You can tell me the reason why I'm having this problem. Because once I started, I didn't start with, I have to start with import pandas as, sorry, numpy as what? np. I must have started with that. So import numpy as np. Yeah. So let me run that. Yeah. So now I can run again. If I run this now, yeah, I have this. So now I said for E in E, that is for every element in E. And what is E? E is this array. So for every element in this E, print that E for me. So I want you to print out all those elements for me. Do you understand? I can decide this to do 2 times E. That is for every element in this, print 2 times that element. So we can use it for our iteration purposes. You can use it for anything. I hope you understand what I'm doing. So,
Yes.
okay. So now look at another one. This is a list. Now I need you to look at this carefully. This is another list. This is another list. Now I have a list called A. This is not yet an array. This is still a list. Then I have 3 lists inside that list. This is a list. This is another list. And this is another list. So I have a list inside a list. Is it possible? Yes. So this is the list. The name of the list is A. Now if I convert this A to an array, if I convert this A to an array, what am I going to have? Now it's going to give me an array. Let's call that array capital letter A. So it's going to give me an array in this format. So this first one will be the first row, this second one will be the second row, this third one will be the third row. So this is how it's going to look like. This is how it's going to look like. Now this is not a one-dimensional array again. This is now a two-dimensional array because it has columns and rows. It's now two-dimensional. So now, how do we get the number of dimension, or maybe the size, or maybe the shape? Like I said yesterday, the dimension, it can either be one-dimensional or two-dimensional. It is one-dimensional if it has only one row or one column. It is two dimensional if it has rows and columns. If it has rows and columns, it is two dimensional. How do I even know if it is one or two? Maybe you are confused. You can just print n dim, that is n dimension. So if I do a, the name of the array is a. So I say a dot n dim is going to give me two. So it means it is what, two dimensional. What is the shape? If you look at it, it's more or less like a matrix, a 3 by 3 matrix, three columns, three rows. So that's why we have 3 by 3, 3 by 3. And the size means the number of elements inside that array. How many elements do we have inside? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Because we have 9 elements inside this array, we have the size to be what? 9. So can I continue?
Yes.
Um,
Yes, sir.
okay. Yeah. So now, in this array, that array now, how do we pick elements? How do we pick elements in that array? So if I want to pick an element in this array, I have to state the row number and the column number. The row number and the column number. If I want to state any member, let's say I want to bring out this 11 in this array, I must tell Python the row number of this 11 and the column number of this 11. Don't forget that we start our numbering from 0. So this is row 0, row 1, row 2. And this is column 0, column 1, column 2. So if I do something like this, A bracket 0, comma 0, don't forget it's row, comma, column. So if I say row 0, column 0, row 0, column 0, that is what? 11. Row 0, column 2, row 0, row 0, column 2. Yeah, this is it. Row 0, column 2, 13. Now, in this case, you might be thinking, are we not removing one? Nobody's saying anything. Why are we not removing one at the back? Hi, can you hear me? Let me put A.
Which one are you talking about?
Okay, hold on. So look at A now. If I want to pick this particular item, I have to state the row number and the column number, right? So the row number is what? 0. And the column number is what? 0 too. Because this is row 0, column 0. If I want to pick 13, that is this one, it's going to be row number 0, column number what? 2. So I'm saying I'm not removing one at the back. Why? You know, before I would say remove one. Why?
You've already started the 11. 11 is 0 now. The
11 is
11,
0. Yes,
0,
what I'm saying
and
is
1 is 2.
I'm talking about this one now. I'm not removing one from this. Because the reason why I'm saying this is because some people will mistake this for range. You know, if it was something like this, let's assume I have something like this 0 to 5. Maybe I have something like this. I have to remove one from this. And I'll stop at the fourth position, right?
Okay.
Do you understand? But this one, you're not seeing a colon, you are seeing a comma, right? So this is not a range. That is what I'm trying to pass across. So that you won't mistake it for range. Oh. That's what I'm trying to say. This is the column number and this is the what? This is the row number and this is what? The column number. So if I say 0, comma 2, column 0, sorry, row 0, column 2. Column 2 is 13. So this is it. This is row 2. Row 2, this is row 0, row 1, row 2. The last row is row 2. Column 1, this is column 0, column 1, 32. That is why we have this. I hope you are getting what I'm saying. That is why we have this.
It's
Another
clear.
one. Another one. How can I take an array from this particular array? Now I'm not just taking an element. I want to take another array. I want to take another array from this particular one. How do I take it? That is, I want to slice that array. I'm not picking elements. I want to slice it. So now if you look at the first one, how do we slice? Use the formats, the row range and the column range. Now we are dealing with range now. The row range and the column range. So what they are telling us now is that, look at the first one. He said, I don't even want us to use. The first one is A 0, comma 0. Yeah, so that is it. Look at it here. So the row range, he said it is row 0. So it is this row. And the column is starting from the first column, that is row 0. And I will stop at the first column, that is column number 1. Because I will remove 1 from this. What I just said now, you understand? Let me know. And if you don't understand, can I
I
move on?
understand. Yes, yes, I understand.
Okay, what about that? Mr. Rio, Mr. Lanre,
Yes, yes, understood.
Mr. Michael, your hand is
I
up.
understand.
Okay, okay, all right.
No, it's
So,
okay.
okay, sir. So now, look at this, the second one. Let me put it down. We have A, 1, comma, 1, 51, 2. Yeah. So what they are telling us is that it has to be row 1. That is this row. It has to be row 1. And it has to start from column 1. This is column 0. It has to start from column 1 and it will end at that column 1 too because I will remove 1 from this. So it's just going to be this and it's going to be this. So the row is going to be only 22. 22. So we have only 22 because our row is this row and our column is starting from this particular column, this one in between, and it is also ending at that same column because I have to remove 1 from this. If I remove 1, it's just saying I'm going from 1 to 1. So if I'm going from 1 to 1, it's going to end at this 22. So I can move on. If you have any question, please let me know. So now, this is telling me that I have to start from row 0 to row 2. That is, it means I'm taking all the whole rows. It's taking from row 0 to row 2 because I have to remove 1 from this 3. So this is row 1, row 0, row 1, row 2. So I have to take all these rows. So which column am I taking? I'm starting from the first, I'm starting from column 1. This is column 0. I'm starting from column 1. I'll remove 1 from this 3. So I'm taking column 1 and column 2. So what I have is only going to be this. Sorry. 12, 13, 22, 23, 32, 33. So that's going to be my answer. Yeah. So that is going to be my answer. So that is the way we slice. This third slicing, I hope you all understand. I will remove 1 from this. So it's basically starting from row 0 to row 2. I'll remove 1 from this. So it's basically starting from column 1 to column 2. So that is the way it is.
Hello, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
So the output, that I can't see the output for that. What you just said now.
This is the output.
Okay, but that that 11. I thought, okay, you take the one that are you taking the one that is common to both the row and the column.
Yes.
The
Which 11
numbers
are you
are
talking about?
common.
Are you talking about this 11?
Yes, the 11
No,
is
no,
not
no, no.
among
Look at.
this.
No, yes, it's not among. This is what we are talking
Okay,
about.
because you are taking the one that is common to both row and column.
Yes, 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 yes. That's to the both
Okay,
the rows and column.
okay, that's the numbers that are common to
Yes,
both rows and column. Okay.
yes. If I understand what you are saying, no, this is
Can
row.
you explain that one again? 0313.
Okay, 0313. It means I'm starting from row 0 to row 2, right?
Yes.
I'm starting from row 0 to row 2. Where is row 0? This is row 0. This is row 1. This is row 2. So I'm basically picking everything, right? So now, what is the column I'm going to pick from everything? So I'll start from column 1 to column 2 because I'll remove 1 from this two also. So I'm starting from column 1. Where's column 1? This is column 1. So everything here is out because my column is not starting from here. So 11, 21, and 31, they are out already. So I'm starting from column 1, which is this, and I'll take column 2. I'll remove 1. So this is column 1 to column 2. So I'll take column 1 and column 2. So it's not just going to be this 12, 22, 32, 13, 23, 33. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the second one actually determines where to
Yes,
what
the
we have.
rows, the columns, yes.
Mm.
So now I have another array called B. Look at the array. Let's run it. So now, can I do an addition of A and B? Yes, we can do the addition of A and B, but they must be the same shape. When I mean shape, it means they are both 3 by 3, right? They are both 3 by 3. So the first one is, look at shape A. Shape A is 3 by 3. Shape B2 is also what? 3 by 3. So if I add them together, it's going to be what? 11 plus 3, right? The first element plus the first element. 12 plus 5, which is 17. 13 plus 7, which is 20. You understand? So I can decide to say A plus B. We can do that. Just like our normal matrices. I can do A minus B. It's going to do just the normal addition and subtraction. A minus B is now going to be 11 minus 3, which is 8. Then the next one we have 12 minus 5. 12 minus 5 is 7. So that is basically what we are doing. So we can still perform some mathematical expression on them. 2 times B plus C. So it's going to multiply what we have in B. It's going to multiply everything here. So before we do that, it's going to do something like this. It's going to do 2 times B first. If I do 2 times B, look at our B. Our B is 357. So 2 times that is 6, 10, 14. So you're going to multiply all the elements in B by 2. Then it's going to add it to A. So by the time it adds this to A now, we now have, I think we have, what do we have here as A? A we have 11. So 11 plus 6, plus C, sorry. So this is C. We're not using A. 2B plus C. So we have 2B here to be 6. So 8 plus 6, this is C. So 8 plus 6 is what? 14. 7 plus 10 is what? 17. 6 plus 14 is what? 20. So it can help us in doing all those things. Can we also multiply? Yes, we can multiply. But now, our multiplication, hold on. Okay. So now, can we multiply? Just the normal scalar multiplication. Yes. So that will be the same size too. So it's going to do A times B. That is the first element in A, 11, times the first element in B, 3. 11 times 3 is what? 33. 12 times 5 is what? 60. So that's why we have 33, 60, and it's multiplying all of those together. So now, remember when we did dot product yesterday? Dot product. We did dot product yesterday. And we were doing something on it will multiply. Look at what it's going to do now. The number of columns in A before it can multiply A and B. Now, in this case, it's not compulsory. It's not compulsory they're even the same size. It's not even compulsory they're the same size. But what is compulsory is that the number of columns in A must be equal to the number of rows in B. The number of columns in A must be equal to the number of rows in B. That is, if A is having 3 columns, B must have 3 rows. Because in that case, A is multiplying B. A column, the columns in A, they are all going to be multiplying the rows in B. I don't know how I'm going to explain this without, but let's move on. For those of us that have done matrices, we understand this better because this is how we do our normal cross multiplication in matrices. So, but this is not. Let's move on. I don't have if it was like it was a physical class now, I would have shown you how we do the multiplication. Maybe I would do like a rough workings to show you how to do that. So now, to get the transpose, what does transpose mean? Transpose is very simple. It's just like you want to change the rows to column and the column to rows. Now this is the first row, right? So if I transpose it, that is A just transpose. If I transpose it now, you know it is 11, 12, 13 for that row. This 11, 12, 13, that is the row, will now turn to the column. To turn to the first column. So it will now be 11, 12, 13. This second row now will be the second column. It will now be 21, 22, 23. And this third row will be the third column. 31, 32, 33. So that is basically what we are doing.
Okay.
Any
Hello,
questions?
sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, hello, sir.
Yes,
That
ma'am.
dot product, how does it do the multiplication?
Okay.
Because you didn't show us. Is it one by it picks the first cell in each of them and multiplies one by one with each
Let me
other?
just do it on Excel on in Word. So I'll show you how it works. Uh, how am I going to do this? Let me try and copy what I have. Where is A? This is A. So let's assume that I want to have. Let me just have another values here. So this is A and B. How do I multiply? This is going to give me another matrices. Another matrix that is going to be the number of columns in the first one. How many columns do I have? Three columns. Must be equal to the number of rows I have in the second one. The number of columns I have in the first one must be equal to the number of columns I have in the second one. I hope you understand. So now how do I multiply? You remember yesterday when we did for normal um when we did for normal one dimensional array, right? So I'm going to do something like this. This will multiply this plus. So I'm going to have something like the first element now is going to be equal to 11 times 2, that is times this 2. Don't forget this row is multiplying this column plus this row is multiplying this column. So I will say 11 this times this. So 11 times 2 plus 12 times 2 plus 13 times 3. Do you understand how I got this? This is multiplying this.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that is the first element in this particular matrix now. For the second element now, it's now going to be this will multiply this. This will multiply this. So I'm going to have 11 times 4 plus 12 times 4 plus 13 times 3, comma. So for the next one now, it's not going to be this again multiplied by this. So it's not going to be 11 times 1 plus 12 times 3 plus 13 times 3. I've done for that row. I'll come here again. So now, for the second line, I'm not going to have, I'm not using this row again. I've done for this row. This row has multiplied this column. It has multiplied this column and it has multiplied this column. Now it's not going to be this column multiplying this row now. This row has multiplied these three columns already. So now you go to the next one. So this next one now will multiply these three columns again. So I will now have 21 times 2 plus 22 times 2 plus 23 times 3, comma. I hope you're understanding what I'm doing.
Yes, sir.
I don't want to make
Yes.
this, I don't want to make this is not because even if we have things like this, the tool will do it for us. But this is basically the logic behind it. So you will do
We
for
understand it. One.
yeah, so this is for this is for this is for this. When you are done with that, you come to the third one again. So the third row will also multiply all these columns. So the values you have another matrix again, you have another array. Because by the time you do this together, you get a value. By the time you do this together, you get another value. So that was how they were able to get that. I'll show you. That was how they were able to get this. That was how they were able to get this. The dot product of A and B. So you can actually try that out. You want to use it manually, no problem. So now, no, we are not coming here. This is not for us. So hold on. So We want to start doing some things. I hope you understand the numpy and pandas now before I move on. It has been boring, but now the boring part, I think the boring part has ended. We want to start something new, fresh. I just want to introduce you to um, loading files. Nobody's answering.
Let's proceed.
Okay, so we can proceed. So now we want to load. Let's assume we have an Excel file we want to bring into Python. We have an Excel file we want to bring into Python. Let's let's try and bring in. I want to bring in. Let's go to our. Let's go and bring in one of our pizza people. So it is. Yes. So I want to bring in this particular table. This one. So I want to bring in this table to Python. How do we bring it in? Very simple. Let me remove what is this one. Let me remove this one. I don't want to have so much shit inside. Yeah, I have only this. So I don't need this color. Let me delete this. Yes, this is what I need. So now let me save it. Control S. So I want to. This is the file. So this is the file. So now I want to bring it into Python. What do I do? Let's go to our Python. There's so so let's have this. The first thing, that function that helps us in bringing data into our Python space, into this Jupyter notebook. That function is inside pandas too. It's a pandas function. So you must have imported pandas first. Import pandas as PD. Because if you don't import pandas, you won't be able to use that function to import your table into the space. So what do we do first? We import pandas as PD. I've imported pandas as PD. There are some files that are Excel files. This is the one thing I need you to understand. There are some files that are CSV files. So it depends on that type of file. That is the same format you use in bringing that particular file into your space. There are some files that are what CSV files. If you open, let's open that our Excel file. If you look at this, if you look at this one, see, they are the same thing. Same sales data. This was with sales data. Hey, I've not
It's
been
small,
able
you
to.
can't see it.
Hold on.
Ahmed, you don't have light.
There's no light. I'm plugged to gen and I'm not charging my system. Yeah, I'm charging already. It's charging already. I don't understand. I thought I was charging. So now, if you look at this, this is Microsoft Excel workbook. But if you look at this is Microsoft Excel, comma separated values. So CSV. There's a difference. This
Can
is
you
not.
please repeat?
I can't. I can't. But just listen. This is Microsoft Excel worksheet. What is here is Microsoft Excel worksheet. What is here is a comma separated values. If I open it, it's going to be showing me the same thing, but they are not the same type. The file type is different. So you need to understand the file type before you can be able to use it. So what I'm bringing in is an Excel worksheet. They already wrote it, Microsoft Excel worksheet. So since it's an Excel worksheet, I'll right click on it, and I'll copy the part. I'll copy the part. Once I've copied the part, then I'll come to my Python. What do I want to name that table in my Python? Mrs. Perpetua, give us a name. I want to know if you are following. Mrs. Perpetua, give us a name.
Hello?
Yes, I can answer.
Hello?
I said give us a name that we should call our table.
Hello? I wasn't following. I didn't really get what you were saying.
I said we want to
It's
bring
already
in this.
highlight.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm logged
It's
in.
already
I'm trying to log in on
highlight.
my laptop.
Okay. I said we want to
I'm
bring
logged
in
in.
our table. I just want you to give us a name that we can call that table.
I didn't even see the table. My phone is
That our
just.
pizza table now. That our pizza table.
Okay. Oh, you can call it pizza reports.
Okay,
The
pizza
pizza
report.
data set.
Pizza, pizza report. Coming to the way I'm writing this name, I'm coming back to that. Now, pizza report. How do I bring it in? I say pd dot read underscore because it is an Excel file. It is not a CSV file. I will now say Excel pd dot read underscore Excel. Then I will open my bracket. Then that part, I've copied the part before. Then I'll paste it inside that bracket. I copied the part before, right? So because I've copied that part, then I'll paste inside that bracket. Now, before I even do that, let me remove this report first. I'm coming back to come and use that report. Let me run this first. So now, what it is telling us is that this our particular workspace does not recognize this type of slash. That is the error we're having. This type of slash, it is not recognizing it. I think this type of slash is used for another um, um I don't know. I think it is Mark. Mark will recognize this or something. So now, because I can decide to change it to the other way around. Then I run again. Now it has run. So if I want to see that table now, I can just say, Pizza, I want to see you. This is our table. Because it is long, that is why we are having this dot. It's telling us that it is long. So it has given us an index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then it stopped. Then it skipped to 359. Don't worry about that. We'll be talking about that later. But this is our table, right? I think you can now see pepperoni, sugar, you understand. So now, in most cases, what we do is when we want to bring in our table, we just bring in maybe the first 5 rows. Our data is there already. Just to see what is happening. Maybe our data has been loaded truly. If I want to bring in a particular number of rows. I don't just want to see everything because loading everything, sometimes you have millions of rows and you want to bring everything. It might take, it's like that running time might be kind of slow. So you can just say dot edge. That is going to bring out only the first five. Only the first five. Dot edge will bring out the first five. 0, 1, 2. This is row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, row 5. So this is first five rows.
Hello,
So
sir.
now you do, ma'am?
Hello, sir.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
the default, you're saying that the default is 5. If
5.
that
Yes,
dot head bracket, the default is 5. Okay.
it's 5. So if I want to see 10, I will not put 10 inside that bracket. If I want to see 1, I'll put 1 inside that bracket. Do you understand? The default is 5. But if I want to see maybe like first 10, I'll just put 10 inside this bracket and I will run it. So can you see? It has brought out the first 10 for me. What if I want to see the last 10? I'm not going to be using head, I'll be using tail. This is the last 10. But what if I don't put anything inside it? It's going to bring out the last 5 for me.
Madu. Wow.
What if you
Can
want
you
to see
see?
one? Okay.
Can you see how fast it is in bringing it in?
Yeah, this one is
Just
really faster.
that click, piang, it has gone.
Yeah,
So now
really fast.
Can you
I want
view
to
up to
bring.
1,000?
Yes, we can view it up to 1,000 now because our data lab as in is stopping at 363. That's why we're having this.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
You can load as many as just if your file size is very large or you have millions of rows, you see everything if you want to see it. So now, but we know that we are just seeing the tail. So yeah, I would just want to see the first five. You can't be loading everything. If you don't put this bracket, what will happen? See what will happen. Some people might already be asking that what will happen. It's not going to come out as a table. Can you see the way it's coming out? So you put that bracket. So it's coming out as a table. Now, I did something earlier. Let me start again. And I want to call this pizza report. Because that was the name she said we should use. Now, let me run this again. There's a problem. It's not going. Why? Why is it not going? It's not going
Python
because,
does not like space, white space.
yes, because of this space.
Space.
So he's seeing this pizza as something else. He's seeing the report as something else. So if I really want to use pizza report, then I'll put what? An underscore. So I will say pizza underscore report. Then I'll use that in bringing in my data. Pizza underscore report. Then I'll do that. Now I want to bring in another one. Now it's going to be that CSV. This CSV. Let me copy the parts. Let's go back. Let's say So this one I'm going to be naming it what? Mr. Ray, give us a name.
Okay. Okay. We have pizza already.
Yes.
Now, can we name it ordinary? Pizza sold. Is it okay? Do we have pizza sold?
No, we don't have pizza sold. Let's use pizza sold. Pizza sold is equal to pd dot read sheet underscore. So now, what are we reading? We are not reading an Excel again. We are reading a CSV file. Open it. I've copied the link, so I'll paste it.
Sorry, please, what's the meaning of PD? The full meaning of the PD?
Pandas. Import
Oh,
pandas as PD.
oh, Panda. Thank you.
If I run that, I will still have that problem of that slash. But I can't be changing all this slash every time. I can't be doing it. What if it is still long? And this is because I have it in like 3 folders. Some people have whatever their file inside like they have to open like 8, 7, 8, 9, 10 folders before they will see what that particular file. And in that case, I'll be changing the slash in like 10 times too. It might be kind of tedious. So what do? I just come to the back here and I'll put R, small letter R. I'll put R at the back. I don't know, maybe that R stands for reverse D slash or something. So you just put R at the back and you run. It has gone. So instead of for that first one that we did, if you don't want to change the slash, you can just put R at the back. Or better still, just change the slash. But you can't just change the slash and still put arrow. No, you use one. So now, if I've done that, then if I want to see my pizza sold, then I can. Okay, this is what we have inside that particular. Look at it. This particular one. If I open it, let's see what we have inside it. Can you see what we have inside it? That is why it's giving us what we have there. Do you understand? Can you see what we have here is exactly what it is showing us? Look at it. Oh, this sales target. Did I take from sales target? I look at what I chose. I chose sales target. I copied the part of sales target. Let's change it. I want to copy the part of. Can you see the one I chose? I chose sales target. I want to copy for this one. It is this one. Let me see what is inside. Yeah, it is this one. So let's copy this. So that's how you bring it in. Very fast. So I just come to my Python and yeah, I've pasted it now. So it's now a CSV file. Then I don't need to change the slash, I'll just put R at the back. So let me run it again. Can you see? So fast, pam pam, that's gone. So if I want to see like the first dot edge 50. Can you see? I'm seeing the first 50 now. So that is
That means
any
it showed us 29. Sorry, 49.
it's starting from row zero now.
Okay.
You understand
That's
now?
50. 50 means 59. 49, right?
Yes
If we
now.
want to
By the
see
time you count,
50, we'll do 51.
if you want to see row 50, no, if I count this number of rows now,
Okay,
it's
okay,
50 rows.
okay. The serial number is different from. Okay, okay. I'm seeing it now.
This is 50 rows already.
Yes, yes.
It's just that it's starting from row zero, not starting from
Zero.
row
Yes,
one.
I'm seeing it now. Yes, yes.
So that is it. Any question? Any question? Okay.
It's okay. No question.
It's okay, Abby. No problem. So this is going to be the end of today's class. One.
Sir,
So
what did you say? I didn't hear you, sir.
I said this is going to be the end of today's class.
Okay.
Yes. I
Want
need
to
to
go
go
and watch
to
match?
I still
Good
have
to
a
go.
flight. I have a flight to Abidjan.
Hey, really?
Yes,
You.
sir.